And now we're here at the Kolbe and Fanning Numismatic Booksellers booth with George Kolbe, David Fanning. It's great to have you guys here in Philadelphia. Has anything come by your booth so far of interest that you guys have seen? Or
pretty much more than normal show. There's been a lot of items.
Is that right, George?
And most of them have come to David, so you can probably...
We had an interesting group of early mint reports come by. I always enjoyed those, and these were nice because they were from the 1830s, 40s, and 50s, which you see actually less often than some of the earlier period. Mm-hmm. So that was nice, and those are very scarce and unusual. But yeah, it's been a good buying show and also a good selling show.
Do you find that the typical customer coming by is looking for a certain book, or they come by out of interest at classic numismatic literature and they end up becoming engaged with a certain title? Or like, what do you find the average buyer is looking for when they come to your booth?
Probably more often than not, they're looking for an individual title.
Is that right, George?
And the people that are looking for a wide range within their specialty, they were probably familiar to us.
Yes.
Yeah, we know them, yeah.
How's the market been overall in numismatic literature? Do you find there's a pretty engaged buyer, or has it been, like, what's that been like compared to the coin market, which has had its highs and lows? How's the numismatic?
Well, like all markets, the book market also has its shares of highs and lows. Right now I would say we're on an upswing. There's been a lot of interest in early American material, especially classic catalogs, that sort of thing. But the market for books on ancient coins has been strong for some time. Various world coinages sort of come and go. You know, Russian stuff is hot for a few years and then it cools down for a few years. You know, Chinese stuff is usually has been in demand for quite a bit. Been in demand for some time now, and so yeah, things come and go, but there's usually a fair amount of interest in learning more about the coins that people collect.
Mm-hmm. Well, one last question, I guess, for the average buyer, let's say, who wants to purchase old or classic books but doesn't know where to start. What would you tell him or her to do to become more well-versed in the area, the arena of numismatic literature? Is there a tip or two you might provide a budding numismatic literature collector to help him or her get his or her footing into the industry or into the market?
I'm not really sure about that. I mean, it certainly might join the Numismatic Bibliomania Society,
of course,
and get their publication. And I believe the e-Asylum, I believe all of that is online, so that's easily accessible, and that would give them a good introduction. And yeah, beyond that, I don't know what to say. Do you have any?
Well, I mean, and we're always happy to talk to people who are interested in furthering their own, knowledge base, and we do quite a lot of that. People will say, "Oh, I'm getting interested in Swiss shooting medals or something, just to pick something at random," and so what we can talk to them about. Okay, well, here's the classic work. You'll see these numbers used in auction catalogs, but here's a more recent work that has come out that has a little more up-to-date information and that sort of thing. So we have a lot of those sorts of conversations with people.
That's awesome. Well, George Kolbe, David Fanning, it's always great talking to you both. Thank you for your time.
Likewise. Thanks so much.
Thank you, and have a good show.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, guys.